Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to my session. We are going to talk about active passive. I hope you must have watched my video on active passive session 1. So please note down that I'm going to discuss active passive, which is now my second session. I would like to give you a brief idea what did I discuss in my previous session. I actually discussed present indefinite where you are given first form or you may be given first form plus SCIES depending on the subject, and in the answer you convert it into isama plus third form. Okay. In past indefinite you are given second form where you are converting second form into was or were plus third form. And the third rule that I discussed with you was of future indefinite, where you are given either will or shall plus first form, and then you convert it into either will be or shall be plus third form. Please note down that you are supposed to use shall be with I and will, which are the two subjects. That means in other cases, that means with other subjects, you will be using will be plus third form. Okay, so please don't forget to watch my first video, my first session on active passive. I'm going to talk about my active passive, which is my second session. Okay, so here I'm going to discuss three tenses. Earlier I discussed past indefinite, present indefinite, future indefinite. So here I will cover three tenses next, which come after these three tenses, and these are present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous. Now you'll be thinking, how are we going to discuss future continuous? Because the rule will not be acceptable. I will discuss with you why it is not accepted in the end, but again I will be considering that I'm going to cover present indefinite, past indefinite, and future indefinite. Okay, so let us start the session. The first rule that you have to discuss, that you have to learn here is present continuous. As in, when you come to know the word that is continuous, that means the things are going on. You will be given first form plus ing in the question. So this will be the situation. Is M R plus first form plus ing. You are actually given either is or am or are depending on the subject. For example, I am taking tea. So for I it is am. For he, that means for a boy, I can say that Mohan is taking tea. Then it is. We are taking tea because it is plural. So that means it depends on the subject. Either I can use is or am or are. So in the question you will be given is MR plus first one plus ing. In the answer you will be converting it into is am are ing will be converted into being plus third form. So that means if I say that I am taking tea, earlier you learned this sentence, I take tea. This was in your present indefinite. This was in your present indefinite. Now we are discussing present continuous. So now this sentence will become I am taking tea. So this is indefinite. I take tea. This is the process going on. I am taking tea. So this makes a difference one tense from the another. Okay, let us start the discussion formally. I'm more focused on present continuous now. Please understand, note down first sentence. For example, he is he is taking a rest. This is a positive sentence. Negative sentence I'm giving you is Sheila is not singing a song. Sheila is not singing a song. Also note down third sentence, which is an interrogative sentence. Are you driving a car? So I've given you three sentences. First sentence is a positive sentence. We also call it an affirmative sentence. Second sentence, which is a negative sentence, I'm using not in this sentence. In the third sentence, which is an interrogative sentence, I'm keeping helping verb prior to the subject, before the subject. Okay, so that means it automatically makes me to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. So please note down what the answer should be there. He is taking rest. So that means this is a subject, this is an object. Object will become subject and subject will become object. Now the question here is, if I is a subject and it becomes object, so what it should look like? It becomes me. He becomes him. She becomes her. They becomes them. We becomes us. So other than these five subjects, you need not change any other subject. For example, you remains you. Sheila, name will remain the same. We cannot change it. Okay. So he is taking rest. So rest will become my subject, which was object earlier. If I look into this tense, this is isama plus first verb plus ing. If I do not look into ing, then I come to know that it is take to taken. Am I right? Please note down verb take, took, taken. So when I read this word taking, that means ing is given. Ing will be converted into being. Okay, so answer will be rest is. Ing will be converted into being. Rest is being. Rest is being. Third form, take, took, taken. Rest is being taken by him. Why not me? Because it is not I. I can be converted into me. So automatically he is to be converted into him, not me. Is it clear? Negative sentence. Sheila is singing a song. So the object here is song. Please note down that you are having a preposition with this object, which is going to become a subject. So you can carry your you can carry this preposition article from there, but you cannot carry a preposition with an object because it is not with the object. This is actually with a verb. The preposition should always stay with the verb. It should not come ahead. So a song will become your subject. A song. Now this is isama plus not plus first of plus ing. So again my subject is again a singular a song. So I shall also be using is. Is not. Ing will be converted into being. A song is not being sung. Third form. Note down the verb sing, sang, sung. Sing, sang, sung. Okay. So a song is not being sung by her. Can I say her? No, it's not she. She can be converted into her. It's a name. So name will remain the same. Name will remain the same. Please note down. A song is not being sung by Sheila. A song is not being sung by Sheila. Next question is, are you driving a car? That means this is an interrogative situation. In interrogative question, my helping verb should also come at the beginning of the sentence because again I need to put a question mark by the end of my answer. Okay, so a car means it is a singular. I will say that is a car being. Ing will be converted to being. Now the form is drive. Drive, drove, driven. Drive, drove, driven. Is a car being. Third form, driven. Is a car being driven by you. Don't forget to put a question mark at the end of your answer. It's mandatory for you to put a question mark. Otherwise, you will be losing a mark if you are appearing for an examination. Okay? It's mandatory. So let us recap what did we learn here. We discussed present continuous. In present continuous, isama plus first verb plus ing will be given, and you are going to convert this isamar into isamar itself, but ing will become being because you are going to add a third form. It is mandatory for you to put a third form in the answer when you are solving exercises on voice, or we call it active and passive also. Okay, so the next rule that I want to discuss with you is second rule that I want to discuss with you is past continuous. In case of past continuous, you will be given either was or were plus first form plus ing. In the answer, you will be converting it into was or were. So that means you are not going to change a tense. Was were will be there in the answer, like you were using ismr in the answer in case of present continuous. But your ing will become being plus third form. Okay, please note down three sentences I'm giving you. We are growing vegetables. So if I use are, that means it is a present continuous tense. But I am going to talk about past continuous, where it is necessarily to be given you was were plus first form plus ing. So this is supposed to be was or were, but it is plural. That's why I will be writing were. We were growing vegetables. And in case of negative sentence, the sentence will be, note down next sentence. She was not taking tea. Next, were you waiting for me? Now when I talk about grow, please note down verb grow, grew, grown. Next verb is take. You must have noted down this verb earlier. Take, took, taken. Please note down. Take, took, taken. And the next verb is wait. Wait is waited, waited. Please note down that this is a preposition. So the preposition is always there with the verb and it will stay with the verb only. Okay. Let us start writing the answers now. What is the first question? We were growing vegetables. Now vegetables is plural. It's a plural. So what my answer will be? Vegetables were. So I cannot say vegetables was because it is a plural. Was is for singular, were is for plural. So I can say that vegetables were. Ing will be converted into being. Vegetables were being, third form, grown. Vegetables were being grown by us. I discussed with you earlier. I is to be converted into me, she into her, he into him, we into us, they into them. Okay, so the answer here is vegetables were being grown by us. When I talk about she was not taking tea, tea is a singular subject. So once this object becomes my subject, so that means according to me, was were out of was were, I am supposed to use was. Answer will be tea was. And this is a negative sentence, so I'm supposed to use not. T was not. Ing will be converted into being. T was not being, third form, taken. T was not being taken. T was not being taken by her. T was not being taken by her. Now next question is, were you waiting for me? Now please understand that like I is to be converted into me also becomes I. So the answer will be like this, I. Now the question here is, can I put a question at the beginning, subject at the beginning? No, because in the question itself, this is an interrogative sentence and your helping verb comes prior to your, it comes before your subject. So accordingly, you are supposed to identify which verb or which helping verb is suitable here. So this is I means singular here. So the answer should become like this. Was I. Ing is to be converted into being. Was I being waited for? Was I being waited for by you? Okay. So let us try to understand what did we discuss in this tense. You will be given was verb plus first verb plus ing because this is past continuous tense. Was verb will remain was verb depending on the subject. If I say that I was growing fruits, I was growing plants. So plants are plural. I used was, but according to plants, which becomes my subject, I'm supposed to use verb. Okay, so there shall be a change. There may be changes depending on the subject, which was earlier your object. Okay, so do not decide your helping verb on the basis of a subject which was earlier your subject. You have to look into what was your object earlier which has now become your subject, and according to that only you are supposed to use a helping verb. So we have discussed a positive sentence, a negative sentence, as well as an interrogative sentence. Okay, I hope you must have noted it down. Now let us have a discussion on third rule. We are going to cover three rules in this session. This is session number 2. Now what will happen here? Earlier I discussed with you present continuous. Just now I discussed with you past continuous. Now I will be discussing with you future continuous. What will happen in future continuous? You will be given will be or shall be plus first one plus ing. In the answer you will be converting it into will be or shall be will remain the same. What I discussed earlier, ing is to be converted into plus being plus third form. So my dear friends, there cannot be any situation where you are using be and being in the same sentence. So either you can use being or you can use be. If you are putting both the words in a sentence, that means it is not accepted grammatically. There is an error. That's why I wanted to discuss with you earlier. In case of tenses, we cannot go for making sentences as active passive in case of future continuous, because you will be given will be or shall be in the question plus ing. Once you convert ing into being, and again you are carrying the same helping verbs, either will be or shall be depending on the subject, that means you are using be and being both in the same sentence, which is not accepted grammatically. So that means this rule cannot be discussed in active passive. Okay, so we discussed till now present continuous, past continuous. I try to discuss with you why we cannot go for making sentences in active passive using future continuous. I hope now you are clear. Done. Thank you so much for watching this video. We shall be meeting again in the upcoming videos. Thanks a lot.